What is going on, everyone? Mike here with another video, and this is really my first video of 2024 when I'm talking about technology, and I wanted to talk about the Surface Duo 2. So let's get into it. All right, so you're probably asking, why would someone want to use this when it's already 2 years old and Microsoft has pretty much all but forgotten and abandoned this phone? And really, my answer to that is just that it's an awesome device. I mean, hardware-wise, physically, it still keeps up. I mean, it's got the Snapdragon 888, which is still very powerful, very relevant, and does what it's supposed to do. So I went ahead and picked me up one of these yet again. So I've been using this with my SIM in it as my primary phone for probably a month now, and I've owned a Surface Duo / Surface Duo 2 since the beginning, but mostly I've been using it as a secondary device, whereas I'll hotspot it off my phone or whatever and just carry a slab phone. And recently I've been using the Z Fold 5, which I like quite a bit, but the main thing that keeps bringing me back to this is multitasking. Multitasking on this is second to none. This is by far still the king of multitasking. So if you want to do 2 apps at once, then this is definitely the device for you. Now, obviously with Samsung, you can have multiple apps open at the same time, but it's just not the seamless experience that it is with 2 screens. I mean, 2 screens really is just the unbeatable way to do more than one thing at once. And unfortunately, this is probably going to be the last dual screen device that we see on the market. As far as I know, all the stuff that I have heard, Microsoft is not going to have a Surface Duo 3, and if they do, it's most likely not going to have 2 screens. So it'll probably be a single screen device, similar to the Z Folds and the OnePlus Open. Now here in 2024, the device still gets security updates, and I am tracking that Microsoft will push security updates all the way up until October of this year. So really, you've got about 8 months left of official support for this device. Currently, it is still on Android 12L. Now, whether Microsoft ever puts Android 13 or 14 on this remains to be seen, but I honestly don't think they will. I mean, it really feels like Microsoft has abandoned this device. But again, if you already have this or you're thinking about getting it, it is still relevant and is still definitely a good device. And all the initial reviews that you've seen on this from the last 2 years, a lot of the issues still hold true to this. Main one being the camera is just okay, but it has definitely gotten a lot better from the initial launch of this. I honestly don't have any complaints on the cameras. Now, if I'm going to go to something like a birthday party or sporting event, I'm probably going to bring a different phone as far as to use as a camera. But if you just need a quick point and shoot device, really in good lighting, you can get some pretty good images out of this. Now with this device, my main complaint, and really my only complaint, is the battery life. It's still kind of mediocre. Obviously it's not going to get any better. It's probably just going to get worse with time. It's already a 2-year-old device, so the battery is just going to continue to degrade. But for me, that is the main issue with this and the main complaint that I have with this device. Other than that, I love the form factor. I love the functionality of it. Occasionally, I'll still get the glitches where, it'll be easily fixed by just closing it and opening it, get the screens refresh, and usually that'll clear it. And about every 2 days, I just restart the device. You may think, hey, that's a pain in the butt, but to me, all of those little issues and shortcomings are worth it just for what you get with the device. Again, my only complaint really is battery life, which is easily fixed because when I go to and from work in my car, I plug it in, which tops it off. And when I'm at work, I have the ability to charge it. So for me, it's an issue, but at the same time, it's a very easy issue to overcome. But really, I still don't think there's anything like this on the market when it comes to the ability to multitask. And I find when I use this device, I'm just able to get more done in less time with less button clicks. Now again, I still love my Z Fold 5. It does have really good multitasking, and it's almost as good, I would say, as on this, but just the aspect ratio of these screens just looks so much better than what it does on the Z Fold 5. Now, if the Surface Duo 2 did not exist, or the Surface Duo, then obviously I would definitely say that my next favorite when it comes to multitasking and doing 2 apps at the same time would definitely be the Z Fold series. So I think Samsung software nailed it, and that would definitely be the one that I will go to when I stop using this again, especially because I already own one. With that, I would say after 2 years, the device has definitely held up well. This one's still almost in mint condition, but I've kept a skin on it the entire time, and I've also kept bumpers on this the entire time that I've had it. So really, I've had no issues with the hardware. I know with the first one, you had issues with the USB-C port cracking on you and failing, but with this one, there's been no such issues. So the durability of this has actually been pretty dang good. So I've got no complaints on the hardware side at all. So the big question is, if you don't have this device and you're interested in it, should you still buy this in 2024? And that's kind of a tough one. I would say definitely yes, if you know what you're getting into, that, hey, I probably only got 8 months of official updates from Microsoft for this when it comes to the security. It's also probably going to be stuck on Android 12 indefinitely. So if you acknowledge those and you still are interested in getting it, I'd say, hey, go for it. But also the used market on these is pretty crazy. You're hard pressed unless you get one with a cracked screen to get these for anything less than $700. Now you may luck out and find one on Marketplace, but I had to go to eBay, and then finally I went and got one on Swappa, which is where I got this one. And I think I paid around $750 after everything to get this off of Swappa. But to me, it's worth it just because I like the form factor. I like the design. You know, I used the original Surface Duo, and then I bought this when it first came out on launch. This is obviously not the same exact device because I sold that one when I got the Z Fold 5. But then I just found that I missed this form factor. I missed the 2 screens, so I had to go on Swappa, spend the money, and get me another one. So to answer that question, is this still viable? Should you buy it? I would say if you're interested in it, definitely get it because it's probably going to be the last of its kind. And if you're an enthusiast or collector, I would definitely get your hands on it because Surface Duo 2, or I say the original Surface Duo, reached its end of life already, but yet there's still ROMs out there. People are pushing Android 14 to it. So the good thing about Android is, you know, you've got people out there who is willing to put in the work and actually make it where you can upgrade these even after Microsoft abandons it. So with that, I was trying to keep this as short as possible, but really enjoying this device. Glad I picked up another one. Like I said, my official SIM's in this, and I have no complaints whatsoever except for battery life on this. And again, that's easily overcome with what I've already mentioned. So as always, if you have any questions on this particular device, you want to see more on it, let me know. I'll shoot some more videos. And as always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next week.